Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey and thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am doing my first Shop My Stash. Now, I was meaning to get this whole thing going for a few weeks. But if you saw my most recent video, it was a BoxyCharm unboxing, and I had mentioned that I've been super busy recently, and that is very much the truth. And I had started this series, so it was kind of like a three-part intro series to starting to shop my stash. The first video, well, both videos I'll link up above, but the first video was just kind of like showing you my current makeup drawer or makeup collection and kind of how it's organized right now, and just talking about what I want, which is just I want to be able to cycle through products easier. I want to be able to be more inspired by makeup and by different colors and different looks and just being able to draw from different things. And I felt like I was just too overwhelmed with my collection. Not that I have a ton. I don't feel like I have too much makeup. Well, maybe. But I don't have a ton. So it wasn't like I was overwhelmed by the amount of makeup I had. It was just I was overwhelmed by not enough organization. So that was the first video. And the second video is I did actually a quick declutter of my collection. I didn't walk you through every single product that I had and then saying if I was going to take it or leave it, but I just went through my collection on my own and came up with, I think it was 10 to 15-ish products that I was just you know what, these need to go. And then so what I have left is what I'm here with. I will share with you, I have a few products that I'm on the edge with. So they're my chopping block products, things that I'm not totally sure about, that I don't necessarily love or hate really, but they've just been in my collection for a while and I haven't gotten a ton of use out of them. And so I have some of those that I want to share with you that I will be using during this next period and maybe even in the next few periods. I plan on doing these videos about once a month or so, maybe a little bit less. Again, this is my first time doing this, so we're gonna see how this goes. Today's video, I am going to be going through my collection and kind of picking out some products that I want to use for the next 3-4 weeks or so. So that's why I'm saying I'm not totally sure how long it's gonna be, because I could get 2 weeks into this and be I need to change all of my makeup choices and then want to adjust. So like I said, today's video we're gonna go through pick out products. I'm gonna show you my Project Pan products, because those are products that I'm always gonna have on hand, and then I'm also gonna share with you those products that are kind of the chopping block products, the things that I want to get some use out of but I'm not totally sure on, so I want to actually get them through my cycle a little bit more. So let's just jump in. So for starts, I am going to show you some products that I am for sure adding to this little collection period just because of I've just gotten them, or just things that I'm always going to keep out. So this is my BoxyCharm items from the month of May. So I've got the Alamar Cosmetics Blush Trio, this Bodyography eyeliner, this Ciate London cream eyeshadow, and then this Dose of Colors liquid lipstick. And so these are things I know I'm wanting to keep around just because they're new and I want to try them some more. So I'm just have these in a little bin here. I'm gonna set those aside. And then these are the products that I was saying I need to decide if I want them still. So these are my chopping block products. This is an eyeshadow palette from Morphe, and it's the 25A Copper Spice palette, and I got this for Christmas 2 years ago, and it's very neutral, leaning warm. You've got a lot of matte shadows, some shimmer shades, some metallics, and it's ideal. You'd look at it and think, oh wow, that seems super usable. Yes, and though, I don't know, I just don't find myself using it ever, and so I'm wanting to include it right now because I need to see if I want to keep it or just get rid of it. I was going to include this brush, but as I was pulling it out, I kind of set these products aside 2 weeks ago now. As I was pulling this out, I realized I think I need to get rid of this. I've had this for so long. It's an EcoTools powder brush, and honestly it's not the greatest quality. It's just kind of fraying a little bit and it's just looking a little sad, so I think I'm going to just actually get rid of this one right now. I have 2 lip products. This first one is from Kat Von D, and it's one of the Everlasting lipsticks or something. What are these called? Everlasting liquid lipstick. And this one is in the shade Lovesick. It's like a mauve-y pink. It's actually kind of similar to the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick that I got this BoxyCharm. So I didn't hate this, I just didn't really use it ever, and so again, I just want to get some use out of it. And then this one is from NYX, and it's the Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick, and it's in the shade Vintage, I think. Yeah, Vintage. It's like a really deep kind of red burgundy color, which probably isn't the best time of year to try this liquid lipstick out, but I just thought I would give it a shot. I haven't used this in literally years. It used to be one of my favorites, but I just haven't used it recently, so I wanted to pull it out, see what I'm thinking, and we'll decide from there. I have a powder from LA Girl, and this I really enjoy. It's the HD High Definition Matte Pressed Powder, and I have it in the shade Creamy Natural. Now, I don't know. Sometimes powders are like very deceiving with what color they are, because I feel like when I looked at this I was like, oh, that's really light, that'll totally work. And then I got it and tried it, and it's kind of dark, but it's not like too dark. I feel like it just makes me look a little orangey, and so it used to be my favorite touch-up powder. Like I would use it if I was like midday and I wanted to touch up my makeup a little bit, and so I used it for that all the time, and I just haven't reached for it in probably the last 6 months, so I need to give it a shot again. And then I have two face color powders. This is from Pretty Vulgar, and it's the blush in the shade Prim Vixen, and I got this in BoxyCharm a while ago. But I actually really, like, when I got it, I was very afraid of it because it's very pink. But then I actually started to really like it. But I don't think I have used this in probably, again, at least 6 months or so, maybe even longer. And it's just been sitting in my collection. And so I wanna see if I like this still. And then I have this highlight from Luna. And it is in the shade Calypso. This used to be like a favorite of mine. It was from an Ipsy back in the day. And it has like a purple hue to it. It's very cool toned highlight. It's really pretty, but I just haven't found myself reaching for it recently. So again, I just want to use it, see if I want to keep it. If not, it just needs to go. And then the last chopping block product is from CoverGirl, and it's the Super Sizer Mascara, and this is in the waterproof formula. And I used to love this mascara. Waterproof, non-waterproof. It used to be one of my favorites, and then I bought it in like maybe 2 months ago, and I just haven't been a fan, and so I just kind of threw it in a drawer and forgot about it, and so I want to pull it back out again and see if I like it. If not, it'll just need to go. So these are my chopping block products. I'm going to put them in this little glass thing here because these are all things that I am keeping out right now. Now I'm going to show you how I kind of have things organized and then pull some new makeup. So I don't have unlimited space. Everything is in my vanity, and so I am getting creative with how I am storing things. Bigger palettes are just always going to be out. They're just always going to be part of my collection and just always be out on display. So up top here I've got some bigger palettes. I have the Profusion Sienna's eyeshadow palette. I also have my Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette. I've got Violet Voss Holy Grail palette, yeah. A Physicians Formula, this is a Butter Collection palette. And then I'm also keeping up top here, because these are giant and literally fit nowhere, the Jeffree Star Alien palette and the Morphe Dare to Create palette. So these are just things that are going to stay on top of my vanity, whether I am focusing on them or not. I guess I can just pull from them whenever I want to, but they're just too large to really put anywhere else. So I'm going to move these things aside a little bit for right now so we can hop in. I'm trying to decide if I want to start with like face things or eye things, because I feel like it'll shape what I pull for other products. I don't know. Let's just jump in. Dun, 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 dun. So these are pretty much all of my makeup products, at least face products. Face and lip products are kind of all in here. Besides Project Pan. Project Pan I have in this drawer over here as far as my face product goes. My Project Pan, I have a concealer and an under eye powder and 2 blushes, a face palette, and a highlighter. So I need foundation, obviously. Definitely foundation, concealer, and probably another powder, and then bronzer, some more blush, probably more highlight, setting sprays, all that kind of stuff. For foundation, I'm going to pull a few. I just recently got a few new foundations, so I'm wanting to try those. I got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Stick Foundation, so I want to pull this one aside. I also got the Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream. I got this for my birthday. It's been on my Amazon wish list forever. Jessica Baron loves this stuff, and so I wanted to give it a shot. And I think I'm actually going to include this foundation right now too. This is the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I've been loving this foundation recently, and so I want to use that. And then concealer, I'm going to include this e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I really like this. I have it in the shade Fair Warm, which I thought would be a good shade for me. It is quite light, so I can only use it under my eyes. So I'm also going to pull the LA Girl Pro Conceal Concealer in the shade Porcelain, and I'm also going to pull the NYX Gotcha Covered Waterproof Concealer in the shade Ivory. So 3 concealers, 3 foundations. I don't think that's too much. And I'm also going to pull my favorite powder because I love it forever and ever, the Glossier Wowder Powder. Now, moving on to bronzer and such. All of these palettes here are all face palettes, whether it's a full palette or like a duo, quad, whatever. I'm going to pull this Cover FX palette because I have been enjoying this recently. I'm going to pull this Real Her Be Fearless, Be Limitless Blush Kit. I haven't used this in a while. I'm gonna pull that one. Oh, this is what the Cover FX palette looks like, by the way. It's nice. I also want to bring in my Wet n Wild Ticket to Brazil bronzer. I haven't used this in a few weeks, so I want to use that again because that's a favorite. And then I have blush and highlight kind of over here as much as I can get. I also have a few bronzers down here. I'm going to pull, I think I'm good on bronzer, blush. I've been into like mauve-y neutral looks recently, less like corally pink blushes. So I'm definitely pulling my CoverGirl Cheekers blush in the shade Iced Cappuccino. And I think I'm going to pull this one. While it's a pain to use, it's really pretty. It's the Studio Makeup Blush. Luminous Loose Blush. I don't know if that's the shade name or what, but it's really pretty. So I will pull those because, like I said, I also have 2 blushes in my Project Pan. Highlight, I have 1 highlight in my Project Pan and then another one that's in like a face palette that's in my Project Pan. So I'm going to do 2 highlights. Just because I don't feel like I can live without this right now. This is the Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan in the shade Glow Up. This is just such a pretty highlight. I pretty much wear it every day, if not every day, like 4 times a week probably. And then I'm also going to pull this Wet n Wild loose highlighter in the shade I'm So Lit. This is a newer thing to Wet n Wild. I got it when I was in New York a few months ago, and I used it while I was in New York, but I honestly haven't really used it since I've been back. I wasn't like the biggest fan of it there, so I want to give this another try. And then I'm definitely going to need some primers and setting sprays and such. So for primers, I am going to do my No Problem primer from Touch in Soul for sure. And I'm actually going to give this one a try. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Radiance Foundation Primer. And you know what? I haven't used this one in a long time. This is the Wet n Wild. This is actually a new container of it. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer, and it's in matte. So I think 3 primers should definitely be enough. Setting spray, I'm also going to pull the Wet n Wild Matte Finish Setting Spray. It's getting warmer here in Minnesota, and so I'm needing some help with mattifying. And then I'm also going to pull my Smashbox Photo Focus Serene Greens Primer Water. This is definitely like my favorite go-to primer spray, setting spray. So I think I'm good on face makeup for sure. For eye products, I have like some standard stuff that I'm always going to keep around, just like favorites. So my eyeshadow primer, I only have one primer right now, so I'm going to be using this one. I have a small little black pencil liner, very rarely use that, but just in case. And then I have 2 black liners. This NYX one is the one that is in my project pan. It's the Epic ink liner, so I want to keep that one around. And then I haven't used this one much, and so I want to use it. It's the Wet n Wild Mega Liner, and it's like a liquid eyeliner. And then my brow product, this is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power. This is also in my project pan, so I want to use that. And then I have this Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Highlighter. It's just like a nude chubby pencil. I use that often. And then the L'Oreal Unbelievable Brow. This is a weird thing. I don't really know how I feel about it, so I just have it up top here. So I'm going to pull another brow product. Oh, and I also had the Essence Lash Princess because I love it. But I'm also going to pull a few things. These are all the way back here, so it's hard to get to. Okay, I think I'm just gonna pull my ColourPop Boss Brow Gel, and this is just a clear brow gel. Love it. And then this is the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, and this is a new shade. It's in the shade Blonde. I already lost the little cap to it because these caps suck, but the product is good. And then this mascara, Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I go back and forth on how I feel about this, and so I'm going to use that one for a little bit, see how I feel. Lastly, let's move to lips. I also have 2 lip products in my project pan, and then I also have this little bin of kind of like go-tos. So I've got 2 lip liners, some Glossier lip balms, and then 2 lip glosses. These are both from e.l.f. One's just a clear, and then this one is like a nude color. And so these are stuff that I use often. But I'm also going to put this in. This is the ColourPop So Juicy Plumping Gloss. This is newer to me, but I've been really liking it. I have it in the shade She's Here. It's a really nice kind of like nude gloss. I'm also going to pull my Tartist lip paint in the shade Flaming Hot. This is, I think, one of my favorite lip glosses. I used it this morning and I was like, ugh, I love this so much. And then I'm also gonna pull this lipstick. This is from Christopher Buckley, and it's just like a lipstick. It's really pretty. It's just like a pink color. And I got this in BoxyCharm last month. It's in the shade Bardot. It's just a really nice lipstick. So I'm gonna pull that one. And this one is honestly like my go-to, but I'm gonna leave it in here right now because this is the L'Oreal Color Riche Shine lipstick, and I freaking love this thing, but it's not cruelty-free. And I've been trying to find a replacement, and I just can't. But I'm not gonna use that one right now. I am going to pull. I've got like liquid lipsticks down here and kind of more like lipstick and more liquid lipsticks up here. I think I'm going to pull my Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the shade Androgyny just because I feel like this is a great go-to color. So I think that'll do it for lipsticks and stuff. I honestly don't wear lipstick often. I usually go with a lip balm, which I keep in my purse, and so I use that all the time. And then I have the 2 products I need to be using for my project pan. So that'll do it for that. Let's close this. I'm gonna put this stuff away that I've already set really quick, and then we'll move on to eyeshadows. So this drawer down here is all of my, well, not all of my, but a lot of my eyeshadow palettes, as well as like some other eye products. And so, like I said, I'm having to get a little bit creative with storage if I'm wanting to focus on certain products and put things away. So I have a large stack of eyeshadow palettes back here, and then kind of like some smaller ones. So I'm just gonna pick a few palettes real quick. So besides the Morphe palette and then kind of the other palettes I have up here, the palettes I'm looking to use are the Winkie Luxe Kitten palette. This is a super cute little palette. It's got like some pinks and a blue and gold and brown. It's really cute. Get a lot of great looks out of that. I'm also going to go with the Modern Renaissance palette because, like I said, I've been into kind of like a pinky mauve look recently with all of my makeup. So this is just a great go-to look for that kind of a thing. I'm also going to pull out my Pure Soiree Diaries palette. This was a favorite for a long time. This was the first palette I ever got with BoxyCharm, and it is honestly what drew me to BoxyCharm. You kind of have like some warm tones on this side, a little bit of like cooler neutral tones on this side. And it's just one of my favorites, and so I'm going to pull that back out again. And then I'm also going to be using the Zodiac palette from Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. This has been one of my go-tos recently as well. I don't use all of the shades in here, but like these top three, really the middle four are great. And then sometimes if I'm feeling gutsy, I'll go in with that purple down there, but it's a really fun palette to use, and I like the looks I get with it. So those are the eyeshadow palettes I'm going to be using. I'm going to reassemble everything and then give you a final tour real quick. So this is the top of my vanity. Over here I've got setting sprays, primers are all in here, eyeshadow palettes, brushes are back there, big palettes are kind of against the wall over there. And then over on that side I've got my lipsticks, lip products, eye products like mascaras, brow pencils, all that kind of stuff. Underneath, again, that's all of my backup makeup, stuff I'm not using quite this second, as well as that drawer over on this side. And then the drawer over here is kind of like my everyday face makeup. I've got palettes back here, foundations, concealers, powders, bronzers, blush, highlights, all on that side. And then that's everything. So that's my vanity and shopping mustache. I'm excited to get better at this and like cycle through my makeup a little bit more. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. That would mean the world to me. And if you haven't already, subscribe down below. I would love to have you around. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And until next time, bye guys.